I don't know if this is true, but did you hear that Metro's phone got hacked?
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, I just got my phone back," and then that's
you think so? You think so?
For a whole 4 days.
Okay,
bro?
but the thing is,
4 days
is whoever hacked his phone got hella LV and Balenciaga shit.
Yeah, and then his PR team didn't come out to say, "Hey, it's not him liking the tweets," and because he was responding to him liking tweets of the beef, right?
I don't think it was that. I think it's more of
the shopping.
Not the shopping, the actual tweets, not liking stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's just like the comments and the posts, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever was going on.
But it happened during the same time frame where he was liking posts about the beef and shit, right?
It seemed coincidental, but who knows?
Yeah. I still think it's a publicity stunt. They're trying to do a big.
I still think it's to hint about what a time to be alive too. I think Drake and Future coming out with something. Yeah. Well, isn't Metro and Future coming out with the second album?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, see?
There you go.
I think it's all a big old stunt.
I know. Everyone's invested. Invested. But hey, what's good, everybody? This is episode 42 of Short Kings Talk. We are your hosts with the most, Sid and Kelvin. How you feeling?
Back to back.
Back to back.
Back to back.
They don't know that, though.
Well, but they don't know what this means either.
All right.
There you go.
There you go. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, as well as follow us on all social media platforms at Short Kings Talk Everything. Links are in the description below. Then follow us. Mine is Sid the Chat. Kelvin's Dr. Sixpack. Tell people about us. We're still consistent. We're still growing. Hey, it's a slow growth. It's cool. But hey, we're still at it. We're still trying to do our thing.
We just have to hit I think the 1,000. That's when things start picking up a little bit. Yeah.
I feel like
same with my other channel too.
I feel like it's 10K.
Yeah, no, 10K for sure. You're gonna get that
it's exponential from there.
It's like they're saying like the hardest is
0 to 1K.
0 to 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like 1K to 10K is like.
I feel like there's like some exponential growth. So.
Cause I feel like when people see you having like 5 digits, they're like, all right, these guys are kind of valid.
But we only have 3.
Hey, you know what?
There we go. Anyways, tell people about us. Tell your coworkers. Tell your side Ps. Tell your ex. Tell your IG crush. Who else is there? If you're subscribed to an OnlyFans, just message her tip her and then give her the link. It's like, check out this podcast. It's pretty cool. Yeah. All right, what are we talking about today?
Asians.
Are we really?
Asians people, yeah, man.
What about Asians?
Stuff we like and stuff we don't like.
Oh,
Asians, yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of people they get mad when we talk about Asians, so I like that.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. I kind of wanted to do a topic about this, but we could talk about it later. Yeah. We could talk about our own personal ethnic stereotypes.
Yeah.
So what about Asians do you want to start off with? Since people like to comment. Because for people who don't know, a lot of the comments is like, hey, it's not just an Asian thing. I'm Mexican. I do that too. I'm black. I do that too. Yeah. I'm white. I do that too. It's like, the thing is, we're Asian, so like we can only say this is an Asian thing because this is what we grew up in, what we're associated.
We have experience with.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna talk about a black person's upbringing.
Exactly.
That would be stupid, right?
Yeah, I can't say yo, like this is such a Saudi thing because I did this. You know what I mean? I'm not a hidden trillionaire.
Yeah, for real, man. People just. I feel like nowadays, if you don't include everyone and everything in your statement or post, people get offended somehow.
But it's a weird double-edged sword because there's also this whole ethnic pride, like proud to be Filipino, proud to be Chinese, proud to be like whatever ethnicity you are. But then if you say something, then they're like, oh, what about us or something. Yeah, that's funny because one of my close homies, he does stand up on the side, and one of his recent bits, he talks about how he and his wife are Filipinos. Like, keep it in like the culture. Yeah. It's like it's so dope to say Filipino pride. But it's so weird when someone white says, "Oh, white pride." They're like, "Oh, hey, settle down."
That is a double standard, yeah.
Exactly. So it's kind of weird, right? Yeah. So what do you want to go on about?
We could just talk about the pride stuff, right? Okay. Because I feel like certain ethnicities have it's not even nationalism at that point, right? Because you're just about your own race, right?
Yeah.
They have a much more they're more in tune with it, right? They like the like Filipinos, for example. Yeah, you guys are very close knit, right? You guys like that Pinoy pride stuff, right?
Super family.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's not even family oriented. Just like between you see another Filipino out, you'd be like,
dude.
Yeah.
Like, if a Filipino sees any type of Filipino like in the media, even if it's like 1/16 Filipino, dude, that tenders our loins, bro. Like, we get super hyped. Dude, yeah. So I remember, like, Vanessa Hudgens, she's half. Dude, like, everyone was gawking over her. Yo, this is hella rad. My mom could have sworn that Christy Carlson Romano, who played Ren Stevens in Even Stevens, it's like, oh, I swear, she's like a little Filipino. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. She's not. So then she gets all, like, giddy about it. So it's such a Filipino thing.
Yeah. Because, like, you know, remember when the last Airbender was a couple weeks ago when they first came out? Everyone was just on top of the Aang is Filipino. It's the actors, right?
Gordon.
Yeah. And I was like,
he also skates.
Okay.
So I like that.
Is he also bald in real life?
No, he has hair. His voice is also dropping. They got greenlit for season 2 and 3. His voice is dropping already. So I don't know what they're gonna do.
Oh, damn.
yeah, that bass coming in. So who knows? Yeah.
So Filipinos are, I think, as far as all the Asians, I would rank Filipinos probably the top in terms of being proud of their heritage, right? Yeah. Cambodians are hella proud of their
Cambodians are hella proud. Same thing. They're like super tight knit. They squat up and stuff. So
and then like once you get past the perimeter Asians, right? Like the Indos are kind of like that too. They're all in that same area, like Laotian. Like they're very proud of it. Once you get up there, I think you see that less and less.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you that. Is there such thing as like Chinese pride?
There isn't.
There isn't.
So
is it very like individualistic?
It's very toxic. Okay. So what I mean is like, in terms of, I'm gonna talk about it from a personal perspective.
Yeah,
in terms of business, right? Chinese people want to tear each other apart because it's very cutthroat, right? Versus like when you have,
it's like strictly business, even though it's like family.
Yeah, and they're kind of envious. You know, they always. It's not a culture that supports each other.
Right.
It's more like a culture that wants to destroy
one up.
Yeah,
all the time.
Exactly. So like when you see other businesses, right? Like if you go on Yelp and you could actually put your race and your business. So you go like black owned.
Okay.
Right? Like there's a black owned.
Do you put that? I didn't know.
Hell no. But there's like an Asian owned one, and then there's like a
you can do
veteran owned business, right?
Yeah,
so there's a checkbox, and I feel like in my experience when there's like a black owned business, they get a lot of support from fellow black people, which is great, right?
Yeah.
When it's Asian though, it kind of doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Because Asians don't really support other Asians in that same way, right? No matter what, like
in terms of like paying your actual market price.
No, just supporting the business because they're Asian in general, right? Because
really?
there's like I talk to my clients, right? It's like they're black and they're like, well, if I had a choice between a couple of people, you know, and they're pretty similar in price and services, right? I'm gonna go with the black one just because I want to support my own, you know, people, right? Which is kind of dope, right? For Asians, I mean, even here, right, you don't see that a whole lot, right? They kind of veer. We're in the fitness industry, right?
Right.
So even like for like a mechanic shop and stuff like that, they want to go for they want to go for the white guy or whatever, right? It's kind of odd. So I never understood. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on. Like they're kind of not shying away. Like they kind of think that, oh, you know, if I go to an Asian guy, I'm gonna get fucked or something like that.
Yeah,
like there's a negative stigma about working with other Asians.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. That's why it's weird because if you look at all the races that are very successful in small business ownership, right? Indians, right? Indians stick together like that's another thing. Indians are very proud of their heritage.
Yeah.
Super proud, right?
Especially when like they figure out like everyone's like last name stuff.
Dude.
Like system or whatever.
Yeah, if you want to see Indian pride, man, go on the Instagram reel where they're ragging on Indians. There'll be thousands of those Indians defending their
yeah.
It's
that's true.
They're always which is dope, but Indians.
Well, why do the Indians shit on us in the comments? We get hella shitted on.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, but like you know, Indians are like that where you know they'll go for other Indian businesses. Blacks are like that. Armenians super close.
They also band together.
Yeah. So like a lot of these ethnic groups are a minority and they kind of struggled in the States, right? They support each other.
Yeah.
You don't say that with Chinese people. No way.
But do you think that let's say if a Chinese person were to go to you, obviously if they come from money, they have no issue. But if you find someone who is like a similar or maybe lower, I guess, income bracket as you, they kind of look for some type of discount. Do you ever get that?
They do. Yeah.
I get that with a lot of Filipinos.
Yeah, they ask for a discount, but I don't think that's a race thing. That's just a socioeconomic. Yeah. No, they're always trying to get the best deal. Yeah. Right. That's kind of shit.
My experience with Filipinos is that usually if it's like some tita figure, they always try to get a discount because we're so family oriented that they think that they're instantly connected. They're like, oh, you know, maybe like, you know, give us a little discount and stuff. I'm like, no.
Everyone gets a discount, right? Because you don't know my starting price anyway. So
yeah. Okay.
Everyone gets a deal, you know, but they don't really get deals.
Okay.
But you know how that's how I see it. Where like I ran ads the last 2 months or so, right?
Yeah.
And it was an Asian targeted ad, right? Because the reason why we did it was because we have some Asian clients, and then we
live in a predominantly Asian
area. And I feel like we know how to train these people better than some of the other people out here, right? Because you know, if you're, I'm not gonna be racist, if you're white or black, right, you put on muscle a lot quicker than most Asians do, just because of your body type, right? Versus most ectomorphic Asians, right? Like we call them hard gainers. They just don't want to eat, right? That's the main problem, right? So when those guys go to other people, they don't really see the results that they're going for, right? Because they don't have.
But a lot of times they usually go for like the quote unquote fit white guy.
Yep, exactly. And their methods don't work for them.
Yeah, because that's the norm American standard, right? Exactly. Whereas like they won't give someone like us a chance with like our knowledge and stuff. Especially for me, I kind of feel not. I think discriminated is like a bad term, but basically I feel like I'm not in myself is marketable unless you see my work ethic or what I can do on my Instagram. My Instagram is basically my virtual business.
You gotta prove yourself way more.
Exactly.
In the fitness field. 100%.
Yeah. And I'm short. You know, I'm not 6 feet.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm brown. So like you have to really see. But the thing is, a lot of times though, is that whenever I find clients, they're more intrigued that I always promote mobility and functional strength. So like that's what like, oh, yeah, I'm kind of looking for that. Because at the same time, you can do that while getting fit, whatever. Get your summer body.
Like, I'm all about that motion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It matters. It's how you use it. All right.
So anyways, we ran an ad for an Asian campaign, right? It was probably the most negative experience ever. We got leads and stuff. It was a successful campaign, but all the comments that we got, because we ran on Instagram and Facebook, and you know, the lowest IQ people comment on ads, right? They're like, "Are you guys racist? Why is it only for Asians?" And then in the beginning, I would respond professionally, and then I just end up deleting the comments because they're so stupid, right? Because then I'm like, "Why is it the Asian program?" Because it's based off an Asian diet of rice. Lean proteins, noodles and stuff, right? And then the you know, the programming is also very tailored towards ectomorphic people who need a little bit more less volume actually, but more like higher intensity, heavier weights, like 6 to 8 reps versus like the 15 to 30. It doesn't really work on people with like, you know, that kind of body type, right? But like it was like other Asians were saying, "Are you guys racist?"
Really?
Yeah, we click on it's Asian people. Like, are you guys
wait. Like, were captions in English or were
English?
Okay.
Yeah. But they were like, "Are you guys racist?" And then people were like, "Why only Asians? Why can't you work with everyone?" And then I'm just like, dude, like, why are all these Asians trying to tear us down?
Right.
Like, they should be like, "Oh, that's dope. Like, there's a program for us, right?"
Yeah, exactly.
But like, when we run our ads for anything else, right? Like for moms, for like, you know, women over 30, right?
Yeah.
We never got any of that shit. People are just curious, like, "Oh, how much does it cost?" or whatever. But like, as soon as I do something that's like pro-Asian, bro, like fucking,
because it's way less, I guess, specific.
Yeah, and then they're just like, "Are you guys racist? Like, why only Asians? Do you not like to work with other races?" I'm like, look at my page. Like our company page, the first 4 slides is a black guy. like I was like, come on, man. We work like, honestly, I think out of everyone here, we work with the least amount of Asians. Most of our clients are white.
Let me think. Well, my pregnant client just went away, so that's -1 Asian. So I only have one.
Yeah, like I
only have one.
We have maybe like 5 Asians under our belt, like 30 people. Like, bro, we don't work with all Asians.
But the white trainer is here.
Yeah, bro, they're all Asian. Bro,
dude.
Their caseload is predominantly Asian.
Dude, there's one it's all Asian.
Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about, man.
Because they go for the white guy and stuff.
Yeah, so I'm just like, it's very confusing to me. Where you know, I feel like Asian people just don't. Some Asian people, obviously not Filipino and like all the people I mentioned, right?
Yeah.
They don't support.
Let's preface some
Asian people, like Chinese people, for example. I could say that because I've kind of experienced it, right? They don't support, you know, that kind of stuff. But the caveat is it's only for American-born Chinese, right? If you're talking about FOB Chinese, they're all about sticking together with, you know. So it's just like, I'm like, what is causing these American-born Chinese?
There's a whole thing to that too, like. Have you ever been judged because you're American-born Chinese? Not just business-wise, just in general-wise, where It's like, oh, you don't speak you don't speak Mandarin pretty well, or whatever. You don't know the culture.
Yeah, your parents didn't teach you. Like, yeah.
Because the same for Filipinos too. Like sometimes they go to me like, oh, it's like, do you speak Visaya? And I go, no, but I can understand it. So if you speak to me, like, I'll know what you're saying. I'm just gonna respond in English, right?
Right, and they go,
and then they sometimes they'll go like, oh, you didn't know about this or that. I'm like, dude, I grew up in California. Like, you can't. It's like you're gonna judge me because I appreciate our culture, but at the same time, like, I didn't grow up in the Philippines, right? Yeah, but I've been there. I understand. Yeah. Right, and then you can just educate me. Like, why try to judge or quote unquote degrade me because I'm not, in your eyes, true Filipino or true Chinese.
Yeah, like, no, that happens all the fucking time, man. Yeah, and it's just like, I think the way we were brought up. Yeah. Nowadays the political climate's a little different, but when I was growing up, it was kind of embarrassing to be Asian, like as a kid, right? Because like you're
where you grow up,
or just in general, because like like you think about like the food you were eating, right? People would make fun of that. Like, okay, I know, that shit like, smells, right?
If you brought like
lunch and food, stuff, and it's just like people try to like, at least with some of my friends that are they're like way more whitewashed than I am. Mm-hmm. They just like try to they don't speak their language at home anymore because they're like, no, we're in America, we need to speak English, right? And then they don't celebrate their tradition because they think it's embarrassing. They're like, oh, I don't want to be lumped in with the fobs. Like, I don't want to celebrate Chinese New Year's and stuff. I know some people like that. I don't do that because I am Chinese, right? I'm not white. I'm not gonna try to be white. Right. But they're like, and then some of my friends who only date white guys because they're like, no, I don't want to be with the Asian. I want to be with a white guy. Because it's really odd. There's like a subset of
the promised land.
Yeah,
that's what it's called, man.
There's a subset of Asians that are like really, really ashamed of their heritage, right?
Right.
And they really try really hard to be like quote unquote white American.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they just lose all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a shame, man. It's like your parents, they came here and then you're just like, all right, well, I want to give you a better life, right?
Yeah, better opportunity.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you should throw away 5,000 years of whatever history,
you shouldn't dismiss the culture. Like, you can just embrace both. That's funny that you say that because my brother's basically like that. Yeah, he's very kind of against Filipino culture a lot of times. Yeah, he said this when he was drunk. So shit. Yeah, like I think the whole thing is like he doesn't want to like, so in Filipino culture, any type of like auntie figure, parental figure, it's automatically auntie, uncle, tito, tita, and if they're like grandparent figures, like it's like that because Filipinos in general are very family based. Right. So for example, like my close friends who are Filipino, I call their parents like tito, tita, even though we're not blood related.
Same.
So it's just like that. I think my brother has a very big disconnect because he's more associated with like just American culture.
So the like first name basis.
Kind of. No, not kind of. Like, he's not as enthused with doing so. Yeah, he's like, oh, I don't care about the culture and stuff like that because I think, at least like as he became a teen to an adult, he wasn't as exposed. Yeah, because he's also the only Filipino in his friend group. So that's one thing too. Yeah, and he never tried to like join a Filipino club or kind of looked into his culture a little bit more. He's kind of more there. Yeah. Right.
And there's no nowadays there's more, but like there's less media representation. I think we talked about it before. Of like cool Asians, right?
Right.
So like you always model their behavior after like the white guy they see on the thing or black guy, whatever. I think for Filipinos it's more of the black people, right? Like sports, pro sports. I know a lot of people that are Kobe.
Filipinos love basketball.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I'm not one of those. Sorry. Just replace basketball with skateboarding, and then like my fanaticism is just the same.
Yeah. So like there's hardly any. But nowadays there's more Filipinos in the league and stuff like that. They could.
Are there?
Yeah, that was like half. They're half.
I don't know.
They're half.
I don't keep up with these sports. I don't know who's Filipino in the media right now, except maybe Olivia Rodrigo.
She's Filipino?
She's half.
Oh. See? It's always these Asians.
Yeah. It's her, the artist. Yeah. She's half Filipino. Saweetie. She's also half Filipino.
I did not know that.
Yeah, now you know. Half Filipinos. Oh, Bruno Mars? There you go. Another halfsy.
Who owes a fuck ton of money apparently to...
Taxes?
No, Caesars? He has like $50 million.
Oh, the Vegas thing.
The Vegas. Yeah. He owns a fuck ton of money, but...
Okay. Yeah. So You growing up, did you feel not as connected to Chinese culture, or do you feel like kind of, I guess, outcasted?
I hung out with mostly Koreans.
Okay.
So, but before that, it was more like Mexican, Hispanic, right? So when I was with the Hispanics, right?
Okay.
It felt that way, where I was drifting away from kind of my history and stuff like that, right? Because you're just, you're trying to assimilate, you're trying to be your friend group, right?
Yeah.
You're the outsider. And then as I transitioned to hang out more like Koreans, right? Even though I'm not Korean, it kind of brought me back a little bit.
Yeah.
At least there's commonalities, we do more Asian stuff, we have they have their that's like food, rice and stuff, like
Boba.
stuff like Korean barbecue, exactly, so that kind of brought me a little bit closer. And then the whole K-pop thing that I don't fuck with K-pop, but at least that was closer.
So did you feel like you needed to be
around other Asians?
Associated like Asian culture and Chinese culture in order to like kind of embrace yourself as a Chinese Asian?
So.
Really?
I think so.
Really?
If you're surrounded in the place. Well, when I was in the Midwest, it was the same way, right?
Yeah.
If you're like the only Asian in the
that's different,
20-mile radius, right? You really have to, man, because you don't, you're.
When you go to these small towns in middle America, you're gonna be the only Asian,
hell yeah.
and then they're just
same
gonna.
When I was in Utah, right? I was the only Asian guy there, but I was already grown up by then, so I didn't have this like fucking my surrounding like just pounding on me with their anti-Asian shit. I don't say anti-Asian.
I guess it's different for me because again, Stockton is like very like Filipino based, and then there's a lot of other Asians too, and a lot of other ethnicities. Like I grew up with a lot of like blacks and Mexicans. So like Filipino pride was there, but at the same time, I was cool, I guess, looking up to or respecting other cultures or other people of other ethnicities. Right. So for example, like one of my favorite skaters growing up, or still now, is the skater P-Rod. Paul Rodriguez. He's Mexican. He owns Primitive. But then I never thought of it as like, oh man, like when's a Filipino skater gonna come out? Yeah, it's just more of a damn, he's dope. I'm gonna like fuck with that. Right. Or I guess like when the first time I got hyped on an Asian skater is this skater named Jerry Sue, and then he's Chinese, but I didn't care that he wasn't Filipino, so it was a little different. Yeah, because I guess Filipino culture was still around me. Where I ate Filipino food at home, I still went to Filipino parties, and then I heard the language like left and right, so I didn't feel a complete disconnect where I needed some validation to
look up to, or
exactly. Whereas you kind of felt like that.
I mean, just in social circles, like when you come out, it's not even about like having an idol or anything like that. It's just like being. I feel like for a lot of Asians, you kind of have to be around some Asians at least, right? You can't just be hanging out with. I mean, you can, but you start hanging out with like predominantly like some of my friends, they only hang out with white people. Nothing wrong with that, right? Nothing wrong with that. But then they start kind of looking down on other Asians.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they go, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, we only do like this white people shit. I was like, which is fine. I was like, nothing wrong with that. But like, you don't gotta look down on like other Asians for just for being themselves, right? I think it's very sad. Like,
do you still think that there is some semblance of Asian discriminating other Asians to this day?
Self-hate. There's so much self-hate in Asian
culture. Do you
man.
believe in that hierarchy, like the light-skinned Asian versus like dark-skinned Asian?
Dude, that's why if you look at the dark skin, they stick together, man. Like there's a camaraderie of not even being, I'm just joking, not being dark, right? But like I feel like because my theory is they're so looked down on by other lighter skinned races, not Asian, right? That they kind of stick together, they're like, but then versus like the more fair skinned Asians that could kind of pass as right, they tried to go towards the lighter fair skinned people, and they're like, oh, you dark.
Because that's like that in Filipino culture. Like the more Eurocentric or lighter skinned Asians, like usually they're more kind money,
of like,
right? You look more, I guess, better presentable and professional. Where like you want to maintain that lighter skin, and then I didn't know that there are, I guess, injections to make your skin lighter.
There is,
because my auntie does that. And I was, like she pulled up. I was like, "What's that?" I'm like, "That looks gnarly as shit." Healthy. I was like, whoa. I'm like, okay. Or like the papaya soap or something. That doesn't work for sure. So it's super interesting.
Isn't that the whole Indian caste system? Some of that has to do with skin color, right?
Yeah.
Where like the untouchable, the bottom of they're like the darker, way dark, like servants, right? Versus the, more light skinned Punjabis are way up there, right? So I think the saddest thing is when people, I know 4 girls that do this. They lie about their ancestry.
What do you mean?
They tell people they're like a quarter white.
Really?
They're completely Chinese. And they add like a white middle name to their name. They call them like what I'm not gonna say
Antoinette or something.
No, like Marie or like Elizabeth.
That's very Filipino, dude.
Or like Elizabeth. Yeah, but for a Chinese person, who the fuck that's Chinese? That's Marie, bro.
So a lot of times, like Filipinos will have like 2 first names.
Yeah.
And it's for girls, a lot of it is like blank Marie.
Yeah.
And then for guys, it's either like blank Vincent or blank like usually starts with a J. Like if you're a junior or something. So it's just like that.
But your name was originally English, right? Because you guys were English speaking in the Philippines, right? But if you talk about Chinese person, their English name is already a second name. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
because you have a Chinese.
Yeah, you have a Chinese. So they go from Chinese name to whatever. They'll go like Ashley Wong or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then now you're like, all right, I'm gonna fake my heritage. I'm gonna add another name on the middle. So now you're Ashley Marie Wong. And it's like, bro, like you are so far away from where you were started.
Okay.
I think that's just a lot of self-hate in that region. Yeah, I know 4 of them that are like that. They tell people they're like I'm like a quarter French. I'm like, bitch, you are not. Yeah. You are full Chinese.
Yeah. I think that's a little strange because that means they're just kind of disgraced.
They want to be white
of their own like culture, which kind of sucks. Do you know anyone that obviously like for Chinese people you get born with a Chinese name, then you have a more American name.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone that changed their name like midlife, like early 20s or something? They're like, hey, my name's Bob, but now call me Jonathan or something.
Like change from Chinese to English?
No. Like they changed their American name.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Not
really.
Change their Chinese name.
No. You know someone like that?
I knew like a Tinder sneaky link that was like that. Because she goes, yeah, I go by Ruby now. I'm like, what? And then she had to explain like, yeah, like my name was like this and that. And then like I usually grew up with, I forgot her original name. And then like in college, I just changed it to Ruby. I'm like,
interesting.
Okay. Why?
I know people who not transition. They use their middle name instead.
Yeah.
Instead of their first name, but that's still their name, right? You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the only person I know that changed the name was because they transitioned.
Okay.
Yeah. So they went to like, I'm BJ. I'm like, all right, you're all right.
Yeah, but at least BJ's like ambiguous.
Yeah.
You could be a girl or guy.
Yeah. So that's
change your name to Sydney. Hey,
Sydney.
girl or guy, it works out. There you go. Yeah. Cool. All right, now I want to get into stereotypes. So, what are some common stereotypes for Chinese people?
Like they got hella money.
Yeah, the money thing.
The money thing.
Yeah, I think the fixation of money is very Chinese.
Oh yeah,
because you're like that.
Yeah, I'm like that.
You are hell like that. You're like if I don't make money, it's a waste of my time.
Practically is, man. I'm all about that.
But
bread,
then
man.
I get it though.
Yeah.
I get it though.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Yeah. But what else is a similar? Because I'm trying to think of any like Chinese stereotypes. Like in terms of general Asian stereotypes, do you feel like the whole good at math, bad driving is very associated with?
Where I live, because I live near tongue the Asians.
I agree.
They can't drive for shit, bro. It makes me angry, dude. Like every day.
I agree.
They can't drive, man. And it's like the way I like to think about it is because I lived in Glendale near the Armenians. They're just as bad.
Yeah.
But like for the Armenians, they drive reckless. Like they're trying to cut you off for like the.
Dude, I lived in Glendale too for a little bit,
bro,
dude. Those drivers were crazy. I think they're worse than Asians, in my opinion.
They are, but then for Asians, right, it's different because they drive super slow.
Yeah.
And then they still somehow manage to hit you. So I actually saw this last week where this guy was trying to merge from the outer lane to the carpool lane.
Were they using their signals?
They were using their signals, but they were going hella slow, right? Like probably 30 miles per hour. And then what was happening was there was a truck that was in the carpool lane already, right? So when they were about to hit the truck's braked. Right, and they honked at him, right?
Yeah.
So what happened was, and then the guy stopped, right, and he started driving along, and then the truck sped up, and then he hit him anyways.
Wow, dude!
Like, what the fuck? So it's like for Armenians when they drive, it's like kind of like a tornado where they just hit you hella fast.
Yeah.
And then for Asians, it's just like a very slow like.
Think.
It's inevitable. They're gonna kill you anyways. It's just like, man. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's like, how the fuck? And the guy was pissed.
Yeah, I bet.
I was like, what the
I
fuck?
bet.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree at the whole bad driving because that whole almost happened to me in San Marino.
Yeah.
But yeah, a car almost merged into my lane.
Yep.
It was just side streets, and
Yep.
I had to hog. There was a like split second in my mind, like because I saw it happen. I was like, because I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I should let this car hit me.
And you're in San Marino. Like, what car is it? Oh, a Benz.
It was a Mercedes. Yeah, it was a Mercedes. Yeah, it was a Mercedes SUV.
I'm about to get paid.
Dude, I should have let it happen. And one of my clients is a personal injuries attorney.
Yeah, like, come on, bro.
I go, I would have hired you. Give me that money. That's fine. I have another story too. I used to have a Taiwanese roommate. At the time, like one of my side gigs was I was actually, like, I guess you could say landlord assistant to my apartment complex. It was a Chinese family owned.
The fuck was the landlord assistant?
Basically, I was the one who like gave the tours for all, because it wasn't you rent the whole unit, you rented the room. Yeah, so I was the one who did the tours. I did all the contracts. I had all the keys.
Yeah.
If someone needed like access to something, and then they would help, or if they requested, then I contact the family.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like the family was hella cool, and then
Did you get a discount on rent at least?
no, but I got paid pretty good.
Okay.
I also got a free printer out of it, and I never returned it, so I still have the printer on me. And I moved out.
I feel like you have a lot of those stories where you take things that don't belong to you and you just keep them.
Not really. Not really. Anyways. Yeah, I had a Taiwanese roommate, and then he said like, "Hey, I'm getting a car." I'm like, "Cool." And then I gave him the gate opener, and he says, "Oh, tell me the spot, right?"
Yeah.
So he had a Honda Civic, and I just pointed to the spot. I go, "Hey, it's this one."
Yeah.
Literally, like the first time he got a car and pulled up, he scraped the fuck out of the side of his car. I'm like, "Ooh, it was a white Civic."
Damn, dude.
Red pole.
Oh,
I'm like, damn. But he was rich though. You know why? Because the very next month he switched it for a Beamer.
Oh, well,
I was like,
there you go.
Like, what the
fuck?
I was like, damn it, dude.
Did he scratch that one too or no? He learned, hopefully?
I think he learned.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he did better. But I moved out like 2 months later, so
okay.
I wouldn't. I was like, dang, that's crazy. I'm trying to think of other Chinese stereotypes before I go into like Filipino stereotypes. I don't
Chinese
know.
tourists are
Dude,
just...
these lights just turned off.
What
the hell? Okay.
Are you good? You good?
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
I was like, there was like a light shift. I was like, where? Like, there's something going on right now.
Yeah, they're just rude. I think the Chinese people are just bad, terrible tourists.
Okay.
Like, rowdy, loud, and like fucking.
Really? Okay.
I mean, even in Japan when they got off the tour, like it was a Chinese tour because it was
yeah.
like.
I'll say that, dude. Who put y'all on for all these like tours? Like, you know how it's a very like Chinese thing to be on like these giant tour buses and then you just
and then
But who put y'all on? Because they go to some pretty good like travel spots.
Yeah.
Like literally everywhere I've traveled to, no matter where I've been, there was a freaking Chinese tour group there with like everyone got camera with the craziest poses just to take the photo. I'm like, what y'all doing there? Like, who put y'all on? Yeah. Like, are y'all Googling? Like, who's the travel agent?
The agency. Yeah, the travel agency. Yeah. They make hella money off that shit. Yeah.
Shout out Seagull Holiday. I saw that bus on my drive back to LA from Stockton, and for some reason the title
Seagull Holiday.
The title hella made me laugh.
What the fuck is that?
Because it's called Seagull. Yeah, so because I kept making jokes. I remember my ex and my brother were in the car, and then I just kept making jokes like, damn, dude, do you think like while they're on the bus, they're all like, if you look to the left, there's a seagull. To the right, another seagull. Shout out Seagull Holiday, man. But hey, like they put people on for all these like tour stuff. They go to really nice aesthetic, like good landmarks.
You can't escape them, man.
But I'll kind of respect it. You know, I feel like it's a little too guided.
Yeah.
Where you don't have room for leisure or to do their own thing.
Yeah, but when you don't speak the language, you kind of have to, right?
Yeah. But whoever put them on, shout out for sure.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think are Filipino stereotypes? I can't really.
You guys are way too nice.
I get that a lot too.
It's like yapping.
When my homie and I were in Salt Lake City, there was this white guy that was hella hyped that we were Filipino. Yeah. Not in like a weird way. He was just like he was, dude, the Philippines was like my favorite country to visit. So he was super cool, and we were just being nice about stuff. He goes, dude, you're so Filipino for being too nice, man. I'm like, should we drop the mom sir to you too? He said that's the one thing he hated. It's like, dude, I'm not a sir, man. I'm like 25. I'm like, nah, you're still a sir. I think that one of the biggest Filipino stereotypes is that either we can play guitar,
or sing.
Yeah, sing or dance or any of
the combination.
Yeah, or any combination. And if you can't do any of the three, nurse or engineer. That's really
you're
what
like the blacks of the eight. You're like
no, I think we're more of the Mexicans of Asia.
I mean, like just like music wise.
I guess so, like, but I think culturally we're more Mexican.
That's true.
Yeah,
I do see. The
family oriented. Instead of 15, it's a debut, and that's 18.
Well, I mean, Mexicans, Spanish conquered.
Yeah.
Guys,
yeah, and there's like there's still a little bit of like Spanish influence in the language for any dialect in the Philippines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's where the parallel comes from, like the Spaniards.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you guys are nurses. Healthcare nurses and shit like that.
Yeah. Except me.
Except you. Yeah.
I can't deal with blood.
Or poop.
Poop?
Yeah. You clean poop.
Huh?
Nurses have to wipe butts.
Oh, I have done that. I've changed a colostomy bag before.
Oh, that's gross. Yeah.
That is fucking nasty.
Yeah, that's fucking gross.
Because it's when I so like the whole like under the table caregiver thing. That's a very Filipino thing. I covered for my uncle and I had to change. When he explained to me what a colostomy bag is, it was my first time hearing that. I'm like, what the hell is this? Gross. He goes, yeah, there's a bag on the stomach and then the poop comes out of it. I'm like,
straight in the bag.
It's like that blew my mind. I'm like poop can come out that's not out of your butthole. Like what's going on here? It's like, dude, biology. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so basically like the whole singing, dancing, play an instrument, very musical. It's very Filipino. I'm trying to think of like a weird, like bad, annoying. Oh, we love basketball. Yeah, Filipinos love basketball.
Kobe.
Oh, we love. It's either Kobe or Curry right now, or LeBron.
LeBron too.
Yeah, and for some reason. Only because I know like a select handful of Filipinos who, for some reason, love this team, the Miami Heat.
What's wrong with Jimmy Butler, bro?
I don't know. Yeah. Hey, this ain't Jimmy Butler, but the Heat got extension with the trenches. With the trenches. There's that too. I don't know. So let's go into more, I guess, media representation. So for you. What was your first, I guess, impression of a, I guess, Chinese celebrity that you've seen that you're like, oh, this is sick?
Jackie Chan in Rush Hour.
Chan. I was about to say,
but it wasn't like,
Jackie Chan,
it wasn't
Jet
cool.
Li.
It was like, it was funny,
Yeah.
He's funny, but.
Okay, what do you think about that OG live action Cinderella with Brandy as Cinderella and then the Chinese Prince Charming? That was kind of tight.
Never seen that.
You never seen that? Are you serious? No. That broke barriers, bro. That broke barriers.
Bruce Lee broke barriers.
Forget Crazy Rich Asians, dude. That OG Cinderella.
Okay.
Was it? You don't know about that?
I don't know about
really?
That,
Dude, it was real. It was legit. Brandy, who's like a black artist.
Yeah.
Cinderella and the Chinese Prince Charming. Yeah.
Oh shit. No.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. What do you think of American Dragon Jake Long? That's a blend of us because it's a Chinese guy voiced by a Filipino.
A Chinoy.
A Chinoy, dude. Yeah, shout out Dante Bosco, man. That's Zuko. That's fuck, what's his name on the Lost Boys? It starts with R. Rufio. Shout out to him. So yeah. So what else? What else would be like? Oh, this is super cool.
I don't want to say Bruce Lee because I don't.
That wasn't your era, but like
it wasn't my era.
Did you grow up watching Bruce Lee movies?
No, not until I was later in the
really.
teens, yeah,
I grew up watching all those like
Enter the Dragon and shit.
Yeah, Bruce Lee, Arnold movies, Sylvester Stallone, like all those like OG action movies.
I watched Rocky and like Rambo and like all the other shit.
Yeah,
and like what's the other guy like? Fuck that French guy.
The French. Jean-Claude Van
Damme.
Yeah,
okay. That guy, yeah.
Oh, Bloodsport?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Bolo.
Okay.
Bolo was tight.
Okay.
Bolo, man.
Yeah, I grew up watching all of those. So
big ass Asian dude, but that. Other than that, not really.
What about now? Because I don't really see a lot of times like Chinese people be like, damn, that's dope that you see a Chinese person.
I kind of don't like the representation. Because they're just, I just feel like they're forced. The last one that I thought was...
in terms of media, yeah, like they're trying to reach a ethnic agenda.
Yeah,
like,
dude, and it's hella forced, so it's not natural.
I agree to
me.
that.
I don't like seeing that.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing an Asian casted just because they're Asian.
Right? Like in what sense?
Character role. Like let's say they're trying to make a Superman movie and they're like, oh, we're make him Chinese, right? Like you don't need to do that. Don't do that.
That's kind of tight. I don't know, man.
What's the communist Superman? There was one, right? Is he Chinese? He was Russian though, right?
Yeah, he was Russian. Yeah.
There was I think in DC there was a Chinese superhero called Collective Man.
Collective?
Yeah. So his power is communism, right? Where the more Chinese people there are in the world, the stronger he gets. No, I'm dead ass. It's
really
fucking hilarious.
What the hell?
You never heard of it?
Anywhere he goes, he just turns into a sovereign nation or something.
this motherfucker.
Oh, that's real.
It's real, dude. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, he's a superhero, and then he's
but there's not anyone now. Let's say like in terms of media, music, and fitness as well, like bodybuilding. There's no. Hey, there's this Chinese person. It's cool.
I don't follow the body. I know our friend does. He always sends me these Asians that are hella buff, which is cool because I'm like, oh, yeah, damn. There's like a IFBB pro Asian guy, right? Athlete wise, no, is there even Chinese athletes? I feel like other than like weightlifting, like Lu Xiaojun, there's not a whole lot of like you don't see like a pure.
Shout out to him and his.
Jay Lin. I know people all about Jay Lin back in the day. Jeremy Lin.
Oh yeah. Linsanity. Yeah. Were you hyped on that?
I thought it was cool. It was only lasted a week.
No. It
was 1 week. When his run was 1 or 2 weeks.
No, it wasn't 1 week. It was a couple months at least. The Linsanity, and then
the crazy games were like 1 to 2 weeks.
Oh,
and then,
no, okay.
Yeah, the hype was a couple months, but like his performance wise, when he was super peak, it was like 2 weeks.
Yeah, apparently he was hella mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what also happened was like Carmelo Anthony got kind of jealous.
Okay.
So they didn't let him play as much minutes. Because he only got minutes because Melo was injured.
Oh, yeah, because they were both in New York, right?
Yeah. So they're like, no, we can't have a fucking... They call him a chink, like, doing this kind of shit. So then they pulled him back. Yeah, that's what he said in the interview. And I was like, damn, that kind of makes sense. So he could have went off to be like super cool if if they gave him the chance. But he got blackballed. That's what he said.
Dang. I don't keep up with basketball. Is he still in the league?
He's playing in Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he came back for a little bit, I think, for the Warriors, and then but he was just not great.
Yeah.
Because like what the problem with him is, I don't follow basketball that closely, but that's what my friend said. He was like talented, but he wasn't like all of that, But the only reason he went off was because people were like, oh, I ain't gonna guard a Chinese guy. Like he's like, just let him. Like I'd rather guard the other people that are I think are good, right? Crazy. So he had no one defending him. So obviously he was like, that motherfucker went off, right? But in terms of like talent wise, he wasn't like a generational talent like LeBron or like Steph Curry and stuff like that.
Dang.
The other Tyler Hero is the same way. I know you don't follow basketball. He's a guy from Miami Heat.
I just know the song.
Yeah. So back there about in 2020 when they were like in the NBA Finals, right? People thought he was a generational talent.
Okay.
Right. And so the next season, people started double teaming him. Like every superstar in the NBA gets double teamed, right?
Yeah.
And then when that happened,
his performance got.
Yeah, because it was just like he was only good when no one was guarding him.
Oh, but then when the
pressure's on, they just fall apart.
You need that Kobe mentality, man.
For real, dude.
Like you need nothing to be phased. I saw like a little reel of Kobe. I think it was during an All-Star game. He was going against like the Spanish team, and he was just like this the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's cutthroat, dude. And then he just starts performing. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, Kobe. Like every superstar gets at least double, triple team, and they still perform.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Steph Curry has 3 guys on him. Doesn't matter.
The shit's going in. Yeah. Same with LeBron too.
Yeah.
Dang, okay. So not just Chinese. Do you get hyped whenever you see an Asian? Like again, like you commented that it's like forced representation, but let's just say like in any form of media, do you get hyped when you see like any type of Asian just
if they're good at their role?
Yeah, if they're good at whatever.
Oh hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
So I think it's pretty dope whenever I see.
That's why I like b-boying so much.
Oh.
Right, because like when the South Koreans came out, like their power moves are mad.
I don't know what's in the water over there.
Bro, it is crazy
what
they
soju?
do. Yeah, the Japanese too. Like they're they're just shit.
Japanese right now are like killing it. I
they're
don't like my homies. I have two homies that are still really invested in b-boying, so they said they're still like hella killing it.
Yeah.
Asians in general, I think it's the hardworking ethic mindset that we have that we're able to just like start killing it. So like for dancing, any Asian dance crew.
Like Jabberwockies.
Jabberwockies. Oh, dude, those is one. I forgot what the crew's called. I think they're for Korea, and then they did one choreo where they were dressed as like Naruto stuff. It's pretty hard body. I was like, damn, okay.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm trying to think like any whenever I see Asian, I was like, oh, like for artists, for me, like for music, I was like, damn, this is dope. Especially like all these newer, like even though they're half Filipino, I still think it's super sick. Like her, Sweetie, Bruno Mars, Go Off That 4000, Tyga. Tyga, everyone always forgets that he's half Vietnamese, even though he says pho. I saw in an interview, I'm like, come on, man, like your mom should have taught you better.
Else? I think a lot of people stand dumbfounded because he's Asian.
I think he's the best YouTube artist to come out, like
better than like Timothy Delgado. I think he's whatever.
I think him as a rapper, I think he's whatever. Like some songs, all right, but Dumbfounded in terms of bars, I'm like, all right, I respect Dumbfounded stuff. He's cool. He's an LA native. Yeah. So that's fine too. Who else like media wise who are just like, damn, this is pretty tight.
Who was the guy that sucks? MC Jin? Yeah, that guy's trash.
You don't like Jin?
No.
What? Are you serious? You never seen any of the 106 in Park rap battles? Dude, he was killing it.
Oh, no, I only see the YouTube Vivo shit.
No.
Oh, no, I haven't seen battle.
Okay,
is he actually valid?
He's pretty tight. Dude, he was signed to Rough Riders.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
I just seen this mainstream shit after he went like...
No. Apparently, when he moved back to China, he was like the Justin Bieber of like Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah. I only saw that kind of shit. It was kind of whack.
No. When he was signed with Rough Riders, like you got to listen to, I think it's called The Come Through, and it features Twista. That song's tight. And then before he became the Justin Bieber of China, there's this song called Yam Dam Cha. So drink some tea. Yeah. I was like down cha seko like that's pretty cool. He also made a song about Obama, which I thought was hella funny.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, now I know who you're voting for. See, he was pretty tight.
Yeah.
So there's nothing about like K-pop or Korean culture that like, oh, this is kind of sick. Because right now I feel like
the K-pop is
dominating like the Asian culture,
even just mainstream music in general.
Like
everything. Blackpink was like last year they were at Coachella, right?
Yeah. Blackpink, BTS, like Jungkook.
This year I think I don't know the group name, La Seraphim or whatever.
Dude, our friends like
they're
them.
Going to Coachella this year, so they're going to go.
Are they headlining? Like they're like a main stage type?
They're not main stage. They're
okay.
Sahara, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I think that stage better low key. So
it is. You got the mist, but
they got the thing.
Yeah, the thing.
The arch.
Yeah,
I was like, this is nice.
Yeah, so you're seeing they're actually at festivals now. So that
which is crazy.
Yeah. And then who was it? BTS, they were like big, right? They had a song.
They were huge, dude. The army is strong, man. They collab.
I saw the come up with that. It was like back in 2017 when they started getting big, and then all these girls are like fanatical about it, and I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And then they blew the fuck up.
This is a good transition, especially for like the last 10 minutes of this episode, is because of the uprise of K-pop and then Korean media and culture that it kind of shifted, I guess, the representation of Asian as more of a, I guess I'll word it as like less masculine type look, where like, you could be pale, you could be slender, you could have kind of more feminine, pretty boy, feminine features,
more sophisticated,
which
doesn't work in our favor, obviously.
Right. So, what's your opinion on that? What's your opinion on like that whole shift? Because it's
not a shift though, is it? Because East Asian beauty standards have always been that way.
That's true,
right? So it's not really a shift. They've been like that for for this whole time.
But the thing is that in terms of Western, I guess impressions of Asians, like now, like the first thing I think about is like the K-pop. BTS boy type look. Where for us, like something more muscular or more athletic. Yeah. That's the more Western like ideology that we have. Right. Yeah. So have you ever thought about like all right, like maybe I should have like leaned towards like the skinny
hell
boy,
no.
or you never rocked with it?
I was one, and then you can't really go back. Yeah.
This is gonna be like a weird question. Was your head the same size when you were skinny?
No.
You had a smaller head.
I had a much smaller head. Yeah.
Yeah, cause I
don't know, dude. I don't know. I didn't know why. I started getting these like, I don't know, it's off topic, but my head started growing these like gyruses.
Yeah.
And I think the people say that's from bodybuilding. I didn't know you could grow your fucking head. If you told me that,
is it really?
Yeah, because like if you told me that, I would have never gone to this shit.
Because no, it's like my whole thing is that I feel like I've always had like a big Filipino head.
Yeah.
You know, but retrospectively thinking, whenever someone would make fun of me, it's like, man, you gotta move your. No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that shit, dude.
I didn't know that's from bodybuilding.
Yeah, cutaneous hypertrophy of the scalp.
Weird.
Yeah,
okay.
I know, man.
Anyways,
it's bullshit.
I think when people like would tease my girls like in high school, it's like, man, you gotta like move big head. I think they're just saying that instead of. But I took it literal, so like I was like, damn, dude, I got a big head. So I've always thought I was like a marshmallow on toothpick. Yeah. Type dude. Yeah. So that's the whole reason why I'm more invested into working out. I was like, yeah.
You want a broader shoulder too.
Right. So yeah, like
head.
I would like to lose a little bit of muscle mass if I wanted to, but not a lot because at least my muscles even out the ratio. So now I look fine. That's exactly what I think. Yeah. It does though. Yeah. It does though. My broader shoulders. Yeah. Cause dude, if I got skinny again, bro,
the other thing is just, I think it's just your face shape.
Yeah.
Where
face shape, Filipino forehead.
Because I used to be like our friend Charles. Because I had like a very slender face. Yeah. So now my face is bigger because of all the stuff I do, and it's just like it makes my head like more horizontal. Yeah. So I mean, I'm never going back. I can never rock that like K-pop. It's like slender,
but
Asian
also
guy.
Asian round face. You know,
Asian round face. Yeah, it happens.
It's
kind of weird because you're supposed to do the reverse, right? Like you're supposed to lose baby fat as you age and get a slimmer face. I went the other way.
Me too.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck, man?
But that's why I like to stay in my weight range because I don't want to get bigger, and two, at least like it maintains like a little semblance of a jawline. Yeah. I don't want to be fat.
Yeah, you don't want to be fat.
Yeah. There's that whole thing. Did you ever get that when you were younger? It's like, you're skinny. You need to eat more. Yeah. Like, why is that?
Just it's from Asian people or your grandma?
Especially Lola's. But, it's like they need to see you complete your plate, and then they judge you.
It's from for a lot of Asians, it's because they grew up in poverty. So the parents or the grandparents, they didn't have a lot of food.
Show appreciation of the food on your table.
Not appreciate. They just want you to be well fed because they're like, well, I don't want, because I know what famine was, right? I know I don't want my grandkids to experience it. So they're always like cooking you food and bringing you shit, right? Yeah. Because they don't want you to be hungry, but it doesn't really happen in America because you're always eating some shit, right? Yeah.
Have you ever said no and then like your grandma or whoever got mad?
Yeah. I don't like to eat. Period. So it's just like I always go no, or like they bring like a like when I go to like my aunt's house, she'll bring me like a plate of fruit and shit, and I'm like I fucking hate fruit. Like do not get me
like fruit. Oh, I love fruit, but
some of them
different.
Yeah, like if you get me a whole plate of apples, I'm not eating that shit. This is gross.
Yeah. No, my Lola was pissed one time just because so I'm really good. Yeah. Like if I'm on my diet, like I'm really good at saying no, right? Especially if I'm at a Filipino party. But I was just visiting family, and my Lola was like, oh, like let me make you a plate. And I go, no, I'm okay. I just ate before I came here. And I told her too. I said, I'm trying to stay on my diet. That's why I ate before coming here. And she like looked at me all pissed, right? And then 20 minutes later,
big ass it.
I was like, dang it, dude. And I can't do anything about it because it's gonna be super disrespectful. So I had to eat it. So.
What was it?
I remember it was like rice, adobo, some pancit, and then I forgot there was like another thing. It's like some chicken or pork thing. Okay. Yeah. It wasn't too bad. Definitely a lot of sodium and fat. More than I like. Yeah. You know, so that's about it. But yeah, we can never do like the whole pretty boy.
Nah, it's too late. Look. Our friend can.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. But do you think why is there some form of discrimination among Asians that, oh, you're too muscular? Like, so a lot of times, like, if they like Western culture, then like, all right, that's cool. But a lot of times
it happens with the Chinese people,
but
man.
they'll look at you and be like, man, like,
I don't think it happens with Filipinos, do they? Does it?
Not really. They kind of boast that I.
Yeah,
like,
same with Viets. They're like, oh, you fucking like you built dog.
Yeah. And then usually one of my family members tells them like that I'm a personal trainer. It's like, oh wow, like Vietnamese, like lift weights.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I have Viets I always get compliments from Viet people, from Filipinos who think I'm Filipino, and then
that's
for other Asians though, they're always like, oh, like, wow, you're how much you weigh? Wow, that's a lot. Like some like underhanded comments shit like that. I'm like, all right.
Really? Because every time someone asks me my weight and I say it, they think I'm more.
That's a you problem.
I'm currently 167. They're like, you're not 195. I'm like, what the hell, bro? I've never been past 180 in my life, dude. God. I'm a small boy. Remember, I have muscles, but I'm 5'7".
Do you think that works against us in the dating scene? You feel like
being short or being Asian?
Being the way we're built.
Being the way we're built. I kind of think that I feel like there's certain stigmas that I try not to be completely associated with, in terms of like I don't want people to think that that's my core personality. So one is being a personal trainer. Yeah. Because I feel like whenever I say personal trainer, they think I'm just some
LA Fitness dude.
Yeah, no, some gym meathead who just thinks about lifting weights, where I'm a little bit more tactical than that, right? More thoughtful in terms of my process of movement. So that's one. Do I think being 5'7" kind of hinders a little bit? Maybe a little bit. Yeah. But do I think being muscular? Yeah. It depends. Like, among Asians, maybe. Yeah. But at the same time, there's a lot of Asian girls who are like, you're not like other Asians. Like, yeah, because I'm brown and muscular. Like, I know.
Because you're a fuckboy.
No, they never said that. They never said that.
You're not like Kevin Nguyen with the fucking skinny.
They never said that. I'm a Kevin Garcia.
Yeah. No, I think it does with Asian girls, like ABGs. You're either one way or another. Like, if you're like a Viet ABG, you want like the fucking gangster ass looking, like buff ass, fucking sleeved up.
Yeah, tatted.
Or you want the BTS.
Yeah.
There's no
or the mix of both. If you look like a skinny fuckboy, then you can kind of get away with it.
Yeah. So you I feel like for like people like us, you gotta truly embrace the other side of like just the fucking tatted up, like big as shit. Or there's no one loves the middle, man. That's
dude. I was about to say that. Like, I feel like I'm like in the middle.
Yeah, but no one goes for the middle.
Like, I'm not the complete muscle head that like a lot of these like gym shouties want to go for. Exactly. Dude, like the guys that they like are freaking huge.
No, they're fucking massive.
Yeah, I'm like, but I live twice as heavy. Like, come on. Yeah, but I'm not slender enough to be like, oh yeah, he's cute. I'm like, does it look good in clothes? Give me a chance.
Yeah.
So there's that whole thing too, and there's the whole like oh, I didn't go for you because you're in terms of being Asian in general, I think we're a hot commodity to non-Asians. Yeah. Because I think
only if you have the look though. Which is what we talked about, the K-pop look, or
it depends because, like, again, I dress well for myself, and then I carry myself pretty well. So a lot of non-Asians, they go, oh, I like how you look, and because Asians are right now like the shit. Yeah. Like even if I don't have the BTS look, they still rock with me on that. Okay. But in terms of other Asians, they just either have to like Filipinos or like Western culture a little more. Yeah.
It's the other way for like Asian girls though. I feel like if you're an Asian girl, that's it. That's the criteria. You're almost like fetishized, right?
It depends because one of my past sneaky links, I guess, like she was Chinese, and then she just said like, oh, I'm into like anyone, like it doesn't matter, like, right? Like, I don't know. She just said that. It's a weird conversation. I know. This is the craziest thing that I'm like, oh, what ethnicity was your last ex? And she goes, black. I'm like, oh shit. I was like, damn. But I'm dope though, right? Like, let's fucking go. So it's fine, I'm very accepting of myself, but I do see a little hindrance in terms of I guess my Filipino semi-muscularness with myself. I don't
Versus
know.
if you're an Asian girl, like you get all the mid-looking white guys will go after you, like fucking.
Yeah, but it works for them.
I mean, which is fine.
The promised land.
It's what they live for, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than like going with like a, I guess, better looking or whatever Asian dude, they rather have some like geeky looking white guy.
Dude, it's like crazy because my roommate and I are both 5'7".
Yeah.
And he's white.
Yeah.
But then he
pulls.
He has two superpowers, man. He's white and he owns a dog. Freaking superpower, dude. I was like, damn. Like,
one of that's the choice.
The dog?
The dog, yeah.
I was about to say the white.
I was like, for you, one of that is a choice. But
I don't own a dog.
Yeah.
I don't want to use my I can't. There's no way I'm gonna take a picture of my. I should try that. I'm very lazy to make my dating app profiles right now, which I should go on it, but like just take a picture with my
died.
No, what the heck?
Oh, I had a dog. Oh, is that your dog? Yeah, it died.
No, maybe if I had like an OG picture with like my family dog, then I could say, oh, I died. I don't know. All right. Well, that's about it for episode 42. This is a very interesting topic. This was cool. If you made it this far, we like to thank y'all. Yeah. Thank you for the support. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Again, everything is in the links, or everything are in the links in the description below. Follow us on our personal Instagrams. Filipino pride over here. You got that Chinese pride?
The AZN pride.
Oh, hey. got rice, dude. Who's the artist for that?
Oh, you're right. Who is that?
Yeah, it's the AZN. Fuck the rest. Dallas to New York. We the best Filipinos. We should end it with that song. That song was sick. Hey, I think.
Who's saying that?
I don't know. Man. Whoever made
the song is called by AZN Pride.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoever made Got Rice, that song, you're the GOAT.
Yeah, you're the GOAT. Yeah.
You introduced the entire world to the modern day Asian. Yeah. Shout out to you. Hey.